Hello. I was gonna keep leaning in, but my headphones knocked against my pop filter, my windscreen. So I'm just trying to come forward, and I'm just like, if you can hear that, like that was my head bashing into my fucking microphone. Anyway, hello. Hello, Talio Nakona. You seem a little familiar, somehow. Hello. Hi. Hi. How are we all doing? It's been a week. It feels like it's been longer. Holy shit. Like, I feel so fucking discombobulated. I feel so shitty because I canceled the 2 streams I tried to squeeze in last week. But unfortunately, I kind of really had no choice in the matter. I feel so shitty about it. I also feel incredibly shitty for just going out of town anyway. I missed my own 1-month anniversary. Can you believe that? That's so fucking dumb and ass and stupid. I hate that. My 1-month anniversary was last week. And I missed it. My 1-month anniversary is a Wednesday. Wednesday girly. I be Wednesdaying all over the place. Anywho, hello. Yes, hello Dingbat. Hello Talia Okona. Hello. So, that just means you gotta celebrate extra hard for 2 months. You know, yeah, I mean, we're 1 month and 1 week away, so it means I gotta also try harder. I just feel all sorts of discombobulated because since I went out of town, I had to miss D&D campaign, had to miss my vocal lesson, I missed all my streams. That's the one I big care about. I had to miss ballet class as well too. And my ballet instructor was in the hospital, and she got out of the hospital, and she's like, okay guys, I can teach class. And then she actually ended up canceling because no one fucking showed up. Sad. So sad. But I mean, like, hey, I did things on my trip, which I will tell you about because I have stories to share. But I feel shit. I feel shitty for leaving. I feel shitty. I'm never traveling again. Traveling is overrated and for losers. Let it be known. Traveling sucks. Also, oh my god, I tried to take the fucking train back home. And I'm getting exhausted and tired just thinking about it. Oh my god. But also, that's all part of the stories, though. That's all gonna be part of the stories for today. Rien in the Big Apple. Hey, yeah, actually an apple sounds so good right now. I don't have one though, but man, I love apples. What's your favorite kind of apples, guys? I like Granny Smith apple and Golden Delicious. My favorite apple. How about everyone else? We all know Red Delicious is the worst fucking apple. It is the quintessential apple, and yet always the bridesmaid. Actually, not even invited to the fucking wedding. No one likes Red Delicious apple. No one likes Red Delicious apple. All my homies hate Red Delicious apple. Comment down below how much you hate Red Delicious apple. I like cartoonishly big, giant red apple. Please don't tell me it's the Red Delicious apple, because that is the cartoonishly apple. It is Macintosh apples. Macintosh apples are pretty good. Oh man, bro's just been hearing me ragging on Red Delicious apples for like at least 2 or 3 minutes. Damn. blah, blah, blah. God, I feel, oh my god, like, I feel so eepy. Like, my alarm went off today to be like, time to get up and get ready for a stream. And I was like, okay, bet. And I just kind of laid there in bed, and then I started drifting back off. And then Talia was just all like, hey, you're being asked if you're streaming today, because, like, you know, Jess was asking if I'm streaming today, and I was like, oh shit! And then I looked at the clock, and then I saw there was 30 minutes before stream, and I was like, oh! Hi, Demand! Hello. Yes, I was just talking about how I'm discombobulated. You know, the reason why I use that word is because there's a fucking meme from, like, one of the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies where he's, like, discombobulate the spine or something like that. He's, like, in a boxing match. And he says, like, discombobulate the spine. And it's such a funny fucking word that I just have adopted it into my vernacular. Just discombobulate this, discombobulate that. I'm discombobulated. Sherlock Holmes has discombobulated me. Talio, you do not... Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you said that you liked red delicious apples, and I was wrong. Yeah, Demand, what's your favorite kind of apple? Serious answers only. I didn't even use my Reddit before stream today. That's how discombobulated I am. Because normally I lay in bed for a little bit to, like, read Reddit, but because I just, like, alarm went off and I went back to sleep, and then I was just like, hey, you gotta get up, and I was like, oh! I didn't even browse Reddit. I just like, was just summoned out of bed like I was possessed and went straight for my computer. Well, that's not true. I had to feed the kitties because they had no food. And then fucking the grateful little shits, one of them followed me down to where I stream and then started trying to eat my food. I'm like, I gave you food. You were the first one to eat food out of everybody. And the little fucking rat is trying to eat my food. Piece of shit. I hate cats. I hate cats. You don't really eat apples. You know, they say that eating an apple in the morning has the same effect of having a cup of coffee. It is just as energizing. The more you know. Also, what is it? Apples are just good for you. You know, apple a day keeps the doctor away and all that shit. But just in general, apples be good. Apples do be good. Also, it's pretty good way, that I like to do is, if I ever feel hungry, I always ask myself, would I eat an apple or do I just want snacks? And if I would eat an apple, then I am actually hungry. So then I go and eat the apple. And if I'm still hungry afterwards, then I will get a proper meal. But if I'm not hungry, then I'm like, oh, okay, I was just bored. So, prefer bananas and oranges. I despise bananas. I do not like how they are mushy. They are gross. Don't like them. Oranges, I can get behind. I fuck up oranges. Actually, that's been my midnight snack for the past couple days. Is I'll just be up playing Terraria with, like, one of my friends, and then I'm always like, BRB for a sec, guys, and I just scurry away to go get an orange, and then I just, like, am ripping apart over the kitchen sink with juice running down my hands, like, you know, oranges. Orange time! I love me some oranges. Orange, you glad to have an orange? Yeah, I love puns. You're gonna have to slap me more. Because I will keep putting. But anyway, though, what has everyone else been up to? Before I get into the meat and bones of why I am here, which is to tell you about my New York City trip. New York City trip. Let's see. My grandfather can't eat bananas because he had too many of them to make weight to join the military. Wait, bananas help you gain weight? that's crazy. Or is it just right before the weigh-in that he was just eating bananas? Which in that case, okay, you know what, fair. It's like, be like, how some parents, when they find out their kids are smoking, they'll be like, oh, okay, you want to smoke? Fine, smoke then. And then they make their kids chain smoke a whole pack of cigarettes to the point that they're like vomiting and shit. And it's like, yeah, now you don't want to smoke anymore. At least that's what I've heard some people do. I've been very sleepy. Okay, I'm very sleepy. I'm yawning, so everyone else is gonna yawn. That's a very good King of the Hill episode. Oh, is that where that's from? Okay. I saw someone on Reddit said that they had their siblings go through that. But you know what? People on Reddit do be lying. And they probably just copied it. So, you know, actually, that reminds me. In regards to King of the Hill, I remember one day I was trapped in a hotel room because I was waiting for my car to get repaired. And I had nothing to do, so I was watching some TV and stuff, and like I caught like the last 5 minutes of a South Park episode, and then it immediately just like fucking switched to like some stupid shit like Family Guy. Like, I know, I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Family Guy. I used to like it in the past, but now I'm just not into it. So I was channel searching around, and I found King of the Hill, and I was like, I never watched King of the Hill before. But I was like, I always kind of struck me as kind of boring. But then I was watching it, and I was like, wait, this shit kind of good. I wouldn't, like, go out of my way to watch it like I do with South Park. But it was good. I like King of the Hill. Let's see. 2xKO, the League of Legends fighting game got its beta again. Oh, yeah, I've been hearing a lot of news about it. I think it's honestly on the verge of coming out. And I know that Swimsuit Ari is in the fucking game. But yeah, so where is it they releasing the beta, or is it like a closed beta? Because I would love to mess around with it if that's the thing. Let me see. 2xKO beta. Oh yeah, it's closed beta. Sign up for closed beta. Well, why don't I just sign up for it then? Why don't I just sign in? I'll just sign up to the closed beta. This is how much this is important to me. Silently focused. I have to keep up with all things League related. All things League related. Okay, I've been registered for the closed beta. Yay. Also, Bobby was smoking and Hank made him smoke an entire carton and accidentally got Bobby addicted to smoking. Well, shit. Okay. Opposite effect of what happened to my Reddit story. But, you know, the intention is there. The intention is there. Brother, I'm so fucking eepy. How do I wake up? How do I wake up? I'm like eyes wide. Like, how the fuck do I wake up? Let me look up. YouTube. Wake me up. Not inside, just in general. Japanese jazz and funk vinyl set. Yawa Raka Jazz. I don't know why that's showing up here. But, would that wake me up? Let's see. I could teach you the game. It's not that hard. Me and my dad played it in LA a year ago and he had fun with it. I mean, I'll be so real with you when it comes to fighting games and stuff like that. All I do is fucking spam buttons, okay? Like, I played Injustice, I played Dead or Alive, and what do? I sit there and I spam buttons. That's it. That's it. I don't know combos. I don't care about combos. All I do is just roll my hands on the keyboard. I'm like, yeah. Gaming. Also, as far as characters in 2xKO, I don't know if they have anybody in there that I actually care about. 2xKO character roster. Okay, like... They have... Okay, the only character I actually give a shit about is, like... Alawi. That's it. I guess Yasuo for the meme, because Yasuo is my favorite meme character, because I'm really bad at him, but I really like Alawi, though. There are auto combos in the game. Also, hi Cabbage Kai, Existential Dread makes me up. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let me look up Existential Dread playlist. Maybe someone has like a vibe playlist. Can we, let's see. Okay, there's a couple things. POV, you're having an existential crisis at 2 a.m. It's not 2 a.m., but you know. Songs I listen to at 5 a.m. to give myself existential dread. But it's only a 15-minute playlist. Kind of, you know, eh. And then also classical music for when you're slowly going insane. Wait, what do they mean? I see the chapters on here. What the fuck do you mean you have Vivaldi Winter and for slowly going insane? That is not insanity music. That is fucking peak. It's fucking peak. What do you mean that's insanity music? Anyway, you know what? We're gonna play one of these. I think it'll be fun. But I honestly, I'm curious. What does existential dread sound like? Oh my god. It's peak because we're going insane? Okay, fair. Hi, Zig! It's, POV, you're having an existential crisis at 2 a.m. You're on your break right now? Okay. Well, hello. Well, welcome to coming back to your work with, existential crisis. This is, like, not my kind of music, I will lie. Because I hate, like, this is like too much like I'm quirky emo Tumblr person who thinks I'm depressed kind of thing. Like, let me check the other one. Let me check this other one. Maybe this playlist is better. I get it. Yeah, no, it's like I'm trying, like, I'm so quirky that it makes me sad. Why does all of it have lyrics? I want existential, like, instrumental music. Okay, guys. I think we need classical music for when you're slowly going insane, because nothing else is working for me. Like, I wanted to bridge out a little bit, but all of it is, like, singing and shit, and I don't like it. But it also starts out with fucking Winter, though, which, I mean, is a fucking banger. But, like, let me cut to the chase. Where is he? Where is who? Where is he? Yeah. Where's who? I don't know who you're talking about. I'm just me. I'm just a little, you know... I'm a little uwu. I'm a little uwu. Uwu? You know who. Maybe he'll come out, like, the beat's dropping. Where's my Lady Ron? Okay, fine. Fine, if you want to talk to him, I suppose I can be a little nice. Let's see, where is he? Okay. But you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something to get him out, though. You're gonna have to do something. Summon him. Summon him! Manifest him! Show him your passion! Yeah. You know, he's not as simple. Yeah, Ron is coming out. Today's his coming out party. If it wasn't already obvious that he's gay as fuck, today's also his coming out party. Lady Ron, okay. You know, let me wait for the beat to drop again. Let me wait for the beat to drop, because, like, it's about to drop. Oh, yeah. Here comes the beat drop, guys. It's coming up. It's coming up. Long build up, but it's okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Hello. Zooming in. I get a little closer. Hello. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today? Yes, hello, Zig. It's so nice to see you. Also, if I recall, yes, you are a fan of me. Yes, it's your alternate self who's more of a fan of my other self. Hello. Ah, yes, hello, Talia Okana. I haven't met you before, but it's nice to see you. Hello, Cabbage Kai. Hello, Dingbat. Your alternate self is a loser. Don't I know what that feels like? How are we all doing today? I know that the Lord has been asking you that question, but I didn't get to hear that from myself directly. Let's see, his universe doesn't even have breaks? Oh my. Well, that is quite difficult for him. I feel sorry. As for me, honestly, life has been quite peaceful. You know, and I will say, I think classical music does suit me. I think Rien may not like this, but now whenever classical music plays, I think I'll decide to manifest myself. She can have jazz going for her. Jazz and bossa nova. I'll have classical music. It's mine now. You know, in regards to things, I was thinking about this. She has good taste too. Well, yes, I mean, jazz isn't bad, but it can be her thing. Although I know that she was quite enjoying listening to Vivaldi earlier. That's her favorite composer, you know, Vivaldi. She did not say that. She loves Vivaldi because of the fact that the way he uses musical scales is very creative, although it is simply just scales. If you listen, you'll hear it. Because the way that it just kind of, even just now, okay, we're having classical music appreciation here. We're turning this up. See, it goes up. Just always going up and down musical scales, and it's just very aggressive use of scales, but it's so creative despite the fact that it's such a simple way of composition. Did you also know that Vivaldi used to write church music, and his music was so good that they were like, hey, you should compose music that isn't just for churches. What is with people always cutting Winter short? They only ever play half of the piece, and then they're like, oh, that's enough. That's enough. It's only half of the piece. Let's see. Your voice is music to my ears. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're talking like a choir nerd. Well, yes, I know a lot about music. I know quite a lot about music. But together we are both pretty knowledgeable about art, but music is my specialty specifically. I also enjoy poetry. I've also never heard this piece before, but it's quite good. Ah, Jenkins. Is this a modern composer? It sounds a little bit more modern, but that's okay. So you're saying you have a way with words. Of course I do. You would be the one to enjoy poetry. Yes, I do. Rien actually despises poetry. She hates it. But of course she does. Whenever she tries to write lyrics, all she can write is a bunch of simple elementary rhymes. So naturally she does not like poetry. Yeah. But she tries her best. But anywho. This is something else I was also thinking about. Is, I'll say the royal we, because this is something that pertains to both of us. Then this is also a very sharp change of topic too, but I digress. We were actually discussing, VTubing and things with friends. Who have been observing us, so that way they could give us advice and that sort of thing. And they were telling us that Rian's Twitter is awful. They said that her Twitter is trash. They said it looks ugly, and she needs to do more with it than just posting her weekly schedule. Oh my, this music is quite good. I heard an accordion and I was immediately drawn in. Let's see. Galliano, Tango por Claude. Interesting. It's a good piece. Yeah, maybe some clips or stuff. Yes, well, you see, clips would be good. Clips would be good for her to post. But also, the lady hates clipping. Yes, she does draw. Actually, that was what she was thinking of doing today during the stream whilst we talk and have discussions. That was something she was thinking of doing whilst we were streaming today, is to work on a piece that she's been poking at. But alas, she's not here right now, so you have to deal with me. But yes, the lady hates, the Lord hates clipping. The Lord hates clipping. And everyone has also been telling her to get on the shorts grind, as they say. And she's all like, oh, but I hate clipping. Can I just make original shorts instead of clipping things? That is how lazy she is about clipping. She's awful. Would rather make original content rather than spending the time watching her own streams. How does she think anyone else sees appeal in them? She can't even bring herself to watch her own streams. There's just something, though, that she was saying, is that when she was watching her own streams, she said when she watches them, it doesn't feel like she's watching herself. She disassociates slightly when watching her own streams. She could do that too? Yes, she could. But, you know, I could talk forever about, like, analytics and things like that, because that is also a special interest of ours, is analytics and things. Although for you as the audience, I don't know if you particularly care about hearing all this stuff, but very much trying to form strategies and things for how to grow more. Just because, you know, it's nice to care about things. I like the idea of her just posting random things she finds funny. Yes, and you'll find that she has a very strange sense of humor, if that wasn't already apparent. I care, milady. Oh, thank you so much. Alright. Well, at least it was thus far. I will tell you, in regards to streaming and also posting content, all of it has all been very deliberate. We were casting a large net, or I should say rather she. She was casting a large net to see what content would do the best, which is why when she first started streaming, she started out with doing just chatting for one, Baldur's Gate 3, Resident Evil, Lies of P, and then also League of Legends. If you'll note, many of those things were all phased out in favor of just Resident Evil, and that is because of all the things, that was what was performing the best. Also, in regards to shorts, she posted singing, she posted video gaming clip, and original comedy sketch. Of those 3 clips, original game or the gaming clip did the best. So everything is all gaming. Everything is all gaming. Everything is all Resident Evil, because that is what is doing the best at the moment. And trying to take that and grow that in a direction. So that's the strategy at the moment, is trying to capitalize off the success of Resident Evil 4. Which is also fortunate, because she quite enjoys playing Resident Evil 4. So it's very nice. Everything. There's so much tango in here. Piazzolla Libertango is the piece right now. And you know, I do love tango. Tango is quite good. You know, once, we were trying to get a job as a ballroom dancing instructor. Why, yes! Yes, we could tango. In fact, I do know how to tango, because as I said, I was trying to get a job as a ballroom dancing instructor, if that puts into perspective my dance skills. So, yes, we can tango into the night, just you and I. And if anyone else would like to join, you can have your turns. Oh, this is a good piece. Very good piece. I'm gonna have to save this playlist. It's quite good. No one else. My, you're greedy, but that's alright. I understand feeling possessive of things that you hold dear. Oh, are you upset as well now, Talio? Talio no Kono. Is everyone feeling jealous and possessive now? Tango does have a feeling of doing that, you know. It's quite passionate music. Makes one feel very strongly for things. I want to turn this up a little bit more. It's quite good. You know, classical music for when you're going insane is quite a good playlist, I will say. I want to dance with Lady Ron too. Oh, of course you may. Of course you may. Perhaps, like the Red Shoes, I will have dance with Ziggs until his legs give out. And then I will take your hand, Talio, and we may continue our dance macabre. Going Insane playlists are great. It is quite good. I wanted Existential Dread playlist, but it was all too much Tumblr weirdcore shit. So, classical music it is. All I can do is square dance. To be fair, I don't know how to square dance. I know how to box step, but I don't know how to square dance. So you'll have that over me. Perhaps you can teach me in that regard. BTW, my legs will never give out. Oh, that's unfortunate. I would love to see if they would. I want to learn how to square dance too. Yes, we can do a little hokey pokey in that regard. We'll all get together after our classical music drives everyone insane. Then we'll just throw on some country music and do a little hokey pokey in the barn. You know, we haven't even gotten to the whole purpose of this stream, which is to talk about the Lord's New York trip. We've not gotten to that yet. But, let's see. The only kind of dancing I could do is kicking my feet like a 1920s jig. Well, that's also a good dance, though. It's valid. I also enjoy doing that. Oh, what's it called? The jive, I believe it's called. It is an actual dance, you know, so you don't need to, like, that means you know how to jive. That's not bad. Let's see, my mom and I would square dance in the kitchen when she would cook. I was also 8 at the time. Oh, you know, I can relate to that a bit. When I'm cooking, I like to practice ballet at the stove. Because I have a counter that's right there, so I use it so I can practice my balance and my releves and posture. And I'm just cooking, so there's not much to do except just stand around on my toes. A big believer in multitasking, personally. Let's see, this is getting a little loud. Piazzolla is quite pops off, I will say. I'm gonna have to add them to my list of composers to investigate later. Oh, this is so good. It really has like an air of light whimsy in the background while also still having like that little bit of a dark tone to it. And it's also just very... Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm gonna need to look up Piazzolla. Very good. But, yes. So, yes. The main story of the stream today. The New York trip. Which, to be fair, I believe I should, I suppose, give the stage back over to the Lord so he can talk about what he wanted to talk about. So, I suppose... Oh, this person quite likes Piazzolla. We'll hand it back over. And, yes, so long, everyone. It was very nice talking to you for this time, but we'll let the Lord tell you his story about how she found someone dead in New York. So, well, I guess I'll be back. So long, maybe I'll return later. Au revoir. Oh, I need to... Oh god, I forgot how to use things. Okay, yes. Au revoir. Playing my fucking music, because it's my fucking music. Do not miss him. Do not miss him. Piece of shit. He's... Who cares about him, actually? Like, honestly. I'm gonna make myself a little smaller. Yeah, who cares about him, actually? Don't you dare greet me with enthusiasm like, hello again! Like you actually missed me. No, you don't. You just like Lady Ron. Fuck off, man. You just like Lady Ron. He's such a piece of shit. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. If you actually miss me, pay me tidings, okay? Pay me tidings. You like me too? Yeah, but clearly I'm second best. And look, I'm a fucking lord. I'm second best to nobody. Except different other nobility titles. But I'm better than everybody else. None of you are nobility. That's why I'm a fucking lord. Okay? So no, I'm not playing second fiddle to anybody. Anyway. Enough about that guy. Loser. Don't care about him. We're talking about Lady Ron wouldn't say that to me. Yeah, he wouldn't, because he's a fucking like, ooh woo, I'm such a gentleman and I'm so nice to everybody, even though I'm secretly an asshole. Yeah, he's a dick, by the way. You hear how he constantly roasts me all the time? He does the same about all of you, just behind your backs. He'll never do it in front of you, but it's behind your backs. I know because we share a head. Okay, that guy's a putz. Yeah. He's also a dick and a bastard and other words. Yeah. Whatever. If fucking stupid poetry ass, oh, I'm so romantic uwu guy. And then he's gonna be like, oh, well, you know, I'm a poet, so I could insult you better. Fucking Whatever. Hate that guy. Anyway. We're talking about, like, what happened in New York. Yes. We're talking about New York. Yes. So, trip to New York, okay? As you know, Talio is my brother, IRL. So we went together. We went to New York together. Because I was going to go see one of my friends who is a VTuber and also my manager. We were friends first, and then he joined this group as a manager, and then he asked me to audition for said group. So now I am in said group because he was just like, you know, I can give you better advice and stuff as a VTuber, as a manager, if you join this group and I'm actually your manager. So that's how we know each other. We met each other initially, actually, because we were both in an agency together. But also that agency fell apart and disbanded. So that's how we came to meet each other. It was very nice that the majority of people in that agency were very cool, and we're still friends, and we chat and hang. Because they're all very talented and very smart, and they give me a lot of information about how to do VTubing and shit. Because I'm still kind of baby at it. Like, I know streaming. I'm still getting used to VTubing, though. But anyway. I'm getting distracted here. Okay, so we go on train to go to New York, okay? Which was like, largely uneventful. I wanted food and drink to have on the train. But then I ended up cutting it really close because the place was kind of taking a while to get my food done. So then I ended up having to sprint for the train. And it was not great, but that's okay. But we're on the train, and whenever we go on the train, we always ride in the quiet car because, you know, it's quiet. It's really nice not listening to people talk or watching videos on their phone or whatever. Quiet car is very nice. Except even though it's the fucking quiet car, some people just don't fucking get that. Like, this guy got on the train, was yapping on his phone. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he just needs to, like, finish up his conversation. When the conductor comes around, like, he'll tell him to get off his phone. Conductor comes around, tells the guy, hey, it's the quiet car. You can't be on your phone. And guy's like, okay, bet. And he stops talking on his phone until the conductor walks away. And then he immediately goes and starts talking on his phone again. And I was kind of like silently like huffing and puffing about it, but I didn't say anything. And Talio just got up and just yelled at the guy. The guy just told you it's the fucking quiet car. And then the guy's just like, whoa. And he's just like, I didn't know. Which, yeah, you fucking did. You got told that already. But he got up and he left. And he went to a different car instead. You would have thought that was the end of that. But then at the same stop this guy got on, a lady got on and was sitting behind us. And also heard this whole thing happen. But then she kept fucking yapping the whole trip. And yeah, I know. Shout out to the stallion. For sure. Yeah, shout out. No, he's a stallion, man. We're calling Talio that. He's a stallion. Absolute, like, you know. Yeah. Talio the stallion. Big dick energy, yeah. Yeah, he's blushing. But there was this lady who was on behind us, and she just kept fucking yapping. And she heard this whole conversation happen too. But she just kept yapping. And I was like, we were trying to be nicer to her. Where I just kept going like, shh, shh. To be like, hey, it's the quiet car. Shut up. But she just kept yapping. So then Talio, like, loses his shit because I just go like, shh, and then she just starts talking louder. So then, bro, oh no. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay, I'm gonna speak fast. So he goes and he turns around to this lady, slams his hands on the seat, like, and turns around and he's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. And she jumped. She fucking jumped. She fucking jumped. And then she was quiet. It was his joke moment. Yeah, no. No, I'm like... You'll watch the VOD, of course. Take care, take care. But yeah, it was just like... I consider myself an aggressive person. But if you've ever heard the phrase, a lion at home and a mouse in public, that's me. When I'm in private, talking to people one-on-one, I'm, you know, I'm like me. I'm very aggressive. I'm like, dog, like, grrr. But then as soon as I'm in public, I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Do I got toggle? That's crying. I guess I could cry. Oh. I thought I had like a blushing one. I guess I don't. What does this do? I get eyeliner? Okay. So yeah, I'm just like in public. I'm just like ooh, ooh, and I just like silently like complain about things, but I don't actually say anything. It takes a lot for me to actually get into a confrontation with somebody. Whereas Talio hears me huffing and puffing about shit, and then he starts picking fights with people. But he does that because he knows if he picks a fight, I'll back him up on it. Is the thing. He picks fights that he can't always win, and then I have to go and fucking win it for him. But in the case of bullying people in the quiet car on a train, he won every single one. He was 2-0. So yeah, that was the train ride though. Then we go, and we're actually here in the Big Apple. We were trying to find a train station, and for some fucking reason, we were trying to find a train station, and it took us to this incredibly fucking far away train station. Made no fucking sense. But we're trying to go there, and then it's like, oh, walk through, like there's supposed to be like apparently like a little cutaway area through like Madison Square Gardens. Which is a concert venue in New York City, like the biggest one there. It's kind of like the concert place. And they're like, oh, there's a little place you can cut through Madison Square Gardens to get there faster. No, there fucking wasn't. They just wanted us to trespass into Madison Square Gardens, and we almost did, but we caught ourselves, and we were like, because we just saw security and the fact that it was a fucking back area. And we're like, oh, we're not supposed to be here. Although, to be fair, if we were walking so confidently and we also had a suitcase, they might have just thought that we were like artists with equipment. I won't lie. They would have figured out that we weren't, because they would have asked for identification. But that was almost scary. But we went our way, we got to the subway, and as I'm waiting there for the subway, this guy walks up to me and they start trying to ask me for instructions and directions on how to use the subway. And I'm like, bro, I'm holding a suitcase. Like, surely you see that, like, I'm from out of town? Or I guess maybe he thought that I was just a New York City resident who was coming back from a trip. I don't know. Bro was asking me for directions. Very weird, but I was just like, okay, sure, and I helped him out. We go on train. We get to friend that we're going to see, and we just talked, and then we went to sleep, and that was pretty much day one, because we got there really late. It was like about 11 p.m. That we got there. So day two, we and friend go out to the Transit Museum, where they have a whole bunch of like the really old subway cars that were used like in the history of the New York City subway system, which was very cool. You can probably guess all the subway cars I liked were from whenever they first were brought into existence, like the ones from like the early 1900s, like 1910s, 1920s were like my favorite subway cars. They were very cool, and they had like this old ads for the subway that were in the subways in them as well. And they also had like this thing called like Miss Subways, which like really caught our interest, where they would just like have like women enter in to just be like Miss Subway. It was kind of almost like a pageant thing. It was like a pageant kind of thing. I'm sorry trains became obsolete when cars came around. I hate cars. Like, I like cars to a certain degree if there's no traffic, but I think trains are way better. Trains are far superior. I wish I could live somewhere where I didn't need to fucking drive. Like, being able to drive for like cross-country trips or something like that, or long distances, is fine. But, otherwise, no, not a fan. Not a fan. Give me back trains and public transit, please. But yeah, so they had a lot of cool advertisements because they had like Miss Subway, beauty pageant thing. But the whole thing was like, oh, they're supposed to look like the girl next door. But then all the winners were all like, she's an actress, she takes vocal lessons, she does dancing, she's trying to be a model. And it's like, And then we were also talking about the difference in beauty standards at the time too. Because we were just like, you know, if we saw these girls around nowadays, everyone would say that it's like they're plain or they're ugly. But they were pretty for their time period, which I thought was cool to kind of be able to see that. Choo choo. Yeah, I'm just that just made me think of just Genu from K-pop Demon Hunters and his whole thing where he's just like choo choo. So yeah, that was interesting. And then there was also this thing called like the Subway Sun or something like that, where they had like these little cartoons about proper etiquette for the subway. And we're like, wow, people should do that. And especially considering they had a big thing for like guys, that they were like, don't cross your legs, otherwise you'll get this blonde dame's dress dirty. Which is so funny. Because also the way they did all this stuff too was like so fucking musical. Because there's all like a bunch of like, rather than be like, don't do this and don't do that, they would make everything all fucking rhymey and shit, which is like really fun. So yeah, then when we were on the subway later, anytime we saw guys with their feet up, we were like, oh, he's getting some blonde dames dressed dirty. Oh, he's gonna make people so mad. And then after that, when we were also then on the platform, some guy walked up to me again and was asking me for instructions on where to go on the subway, and I didn't know how to help him, so I sent him to an MTA employee to help him instead. And then my friend turned to me and he was all like, hey man, also I did not pay attention to this. Thank you so much for the follow, Ruby Rosie. Thank you. But I'm like staring at the classical music from When You're Slowly Going Insane picture, and it's like just this crazy lady staring into my soul, so I'm gonna close that out. But anyway, so like my friend turns to me and he says, hey, you need to start ignoring people. You, like, when people are coming up for you instructions and stuff like that, don't pay attention to them, just ignore them. Like, it's like you're just gonna invite bad attention and shit. Which I was just kind of like, but you know, also like, yeah, you don't talk to the creatures in New York City, okay? You don't talk to the creatures there. So I was like, okay, yeah, word. I will ignore people. So then, we are getting ready to then go out to go and do karaoke. And we're on the train platform again. And as we're on the platform, I hear someone coming up to me again, being like, excuse me, can you help me get to so-and-so? And I'm just like, okay. Which I would like to point out every single time someone has come up to ask for instructions. They did not come up to the group. They came up to me in particular. Out of everybody else on the platform, out of everybody else standing around, or even the people I'm standing next to, they all walked up to me. And we were just kind of like, why? But anyway, so person number 3 walks up to me and they're like, excuse me, can you help me? And I'm remembering my friend told me that I need to like not be talking to people. So I ignore them. And then they're like, please, I really need help. And then I'm just kind of like, oh my God, I can't. So I turn around and I'm like, okay, yeah, how can I help you? And I help them with the subway and all is well in the world. And then after they are helped, my friend just kind of turns to me and was just like, holy shit, you weren't fucking lying. Why does everybody keep coming up to you to ask for instructions on how to get places? And that's the thing. We were just kind of like, we don't fucking know. We don't fucking know. I was like, I thought I had RBF, okay? Because whenever I go to anime conventions and stuff, no one ever fucking talks to me because I have RBF out the 9s, okay? So I was just like, why is everyone talking to me in New York City, though? Is it maybe my RBF is too intense for suburban folk? But then in the city, they're like, nah, I can tell your RBF is a facade. I can tell you have a heart of gold underneath there. And it's just like, what? I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, so it was just like, we were just kind of head scratching. Just like, I guess can't avoid talking to people. I mean, to be fair, after that, no one else talked to me for the rest of the trip asking for instructions. Well, there was this one lady who did come up to me later, but I'll talk about her later. But yeah, we did karaoke! Yeah! Yeah! And it was so funny because when we were in karaoke, the second we walked in, we heard someone in the room next to us singing all the songs from K-pop Demon Hunters. And we were hearing them singing Golden as well, too. They were not very good, but that's okay, though. Like, they're here to do karaoke and enjoy themselves in private. Like, I don't need to be banging on the wall, being like, boo, you suck. Like, they weren't bad. Like, they just weren't great, you know? But then, we were like, okay, well, before we do karaoke, let's go, I'm gonna go to the bathroom first really quick. And then as I was coming out, I heard another room singing Golden. Which is so funny though, because, since I got to hear 2 different groups singing the same fucking song, with this person, she was singing it by herself. The lead up to the high parts were not very good, but the actual high notes and stuff in the chorus, she slayed them though. They were really good. She just needed to improve on like the rest of the song, but the high note was really, really good. So then, after hearing everybody singing Golden and shit, I was just like, oh, I should sing Golden too. And then Talia was like, I want to sing Golden. And then he was trying to sing Golden, but he was like, actually, I suck, JK. So then he dropped out the song halfway. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just pick it up then. So I sang it, and I felt like I had opposite problem of the girl in the other room. I could sing the rest of the song fine. The only thing I couldn't sing was the fucking high notes. I tried my best. I want to keep training on and practicing that song, though, to try to do it better. But yeah, but then my friend, because Talia wanted to sing Golden, and then he dropped out, and I was like, oh, I kind of wanted us to be able to both sing them solo. So my friend put in Golden twice. But then the second Golden plugin started playing. So then I already sang like half the song already, and then I had to go and sing it again. And then our fucking room neighbors who were singing Golden earlier came out the room, and then they were rubbernecking and looking into the window of our room to be like, who's singing Golden? Who's singing Golden? And I was like, oh my god. They didn't see me though, because I was just sitting on the corner that was closest to the door. But they just were kind of like looking in and staring at like Talio and my friend, and just like, it's like, so like, why are you like that? Why are you rubbernecking? It's so awkward. Oh, and then we was so funny because you heard them singing Soda Pop, but they were so lacking in like energy. They're just like, you're my soda pop, my little soda pop. And it was just so like, they were like singing it an octave lower, but also like an octane lower in regards of energy. It was really funny. But yeah, so we were singing, and you know, it's karaoke. We sing and we do singy songs, singing shit. And that was the day. That was that day. That was day 2. Day 3 of the trip, and this is the fun day. Here comes the fun day. So, earlier, my older sister had messaged me, and she asked me if we wanted to go out to a club with her, because my sister's a little bit of a socialite. She likes going out and partying and stuff like that. And so she goes to a lot of like really bougie clubs in like New York City. Like, she's super big in the social scene there, like rubs shoulders with a lot of like millionaires and crypto bros and all that stuff. Yeah, I hate parties too, trust. But yeah, she's really big into the partying scene, clubbing scene. But she invited us to go with her to like a club. And background story with my sister is that before, she would always try to convince us to go clubbing with her, and we would always say no. But then she'd keep pushing, and then we'd be like, okay, you know what? Sure, we'll give it a shot just to see what it's like. And then she'd be like, actually, no, I don't want you to go with me. And I'd just be like, huh? What? Okay, sure, whatever. But this time, and I told her about this, and she was just like, oh, well, the reason why I do that is because I just realized that I'm like trying to invite you to these clubs, but actually you're not a good fit for the scene. But she would keep doing this all the time, and it was really annoying. So I told her about it, and she was just like, yeah, that's why I'm not going to invite you stuff anymore. And to be fair, she didn't, because she did that kind of like years ago. But then she invited us again to a club. And I was like, and she was like, oh, like they have like a gaming room and like driving sim and stuff like that. And also everything is free because since I'm a member here, I get like free food credits and stuff. So I was like, okay, like we'll go, sure. But then all of us and our friend were like stressing out because we were like, oh my god, if we're going to like the club though, like that's gonna have like a certain dress code. And then she goes to like bougie clubs, so we're gonna have to like dress nice. So we dressed up to go to the club. And for one, in regards to attire, Talio was fine, honestly. Talio, you were like fine. You were just fine. I think you kind of fit the atmosphere and the vibe. Probably could have swapped out the t-shirt for like a button-up, because that's like what all the guys were wearing there, is just like button-up shirts with just like trousers. But I think you fit the vibe. My friend, I lent him one of my shirts to wear, and he looked like he came off of Mada, like a runway of like New York Fashion Week. Like he looked really good. But he was kind of like too well dressed considering the other guys there, or rather he was kind of a little bit too fashion forward, and he was just stressing the fuck out because he's like, I don't want to get called gay by a crypto bro. Which is like, okay, fair, I guess, fair. And then all the girls there were just like, no such thing, everyone else is just underdressed. Yeah, I mean, and then for how I was dressed, I was overdressed, actually. I was dressed too nice for everybody there. Like, all the girls were like wearing like clubbing outfits, so kind of like skimpy dresses and shit like that. And I was wearing like, as my friend described it, I was wearing like a vampire blouse. It was like a button up with like big poofy sleeves. I'm a little fashion. Guys, I kind of like fashion. And then I was like wearing like these like pants with it and stuff that had like these, like, let me draw my outfit for you because I think my outfit was really cute, guys. So look, okay, I like fashion. I like fashion. I must paint my beloved. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna draw what I was wearing. We'll move it over here. Yeah, so I'll draw my outfit. So I was kind of wearing like party like it's 1890. Dude, I love the fucking Victorian era. It's my special interest. If you can't tell. I mean, I have a little bit of like Art Deco mixed in with it, but it's like, you know, I'm trying to go for something that's like kind of Victorian, but also like early 1900s with like my vibe and stuff, you know? I'm plugging in my talent, but because I want to be able to like draw better or come here, USB plug. Plug in. No! I flipped you around. There you go. There you go. Ah! Okay, USB's plugged in. Okay, now we're getting some real art. We're getting some real art, okay? Also, I'm drawing in a bad place on the canvas. Hold up a minute. There we go. So, in regards to how I'm dressed, okay, here's where I want to draw. Okay, so this is like what I was wearing. Oh no, the tracking is bad. The tracking is bad. Fuck. How is this actually better when I'm using fucking... Okay, you know what? Let me pull up Clip Studio instead. My outfit is not that important. Oh no, wait. I tried to almost launch OBS again. That was bad. My parents struggled to get me out of a white shirt. To be fair, I love wearing button downs and trousers. Always. Like, that's how I was like, I was overdressed because all the girls were like wearing party apparel. Why are there like so many instances of fucking Clip Studio open? No! There we go. There's the right window. Yeah, that's how I was like, I was kind of overdressed because all the girls were like wearing like clubbing apparel and stuff, and I dressed like a fucking loser, I guess. Anyway, so I kind of don't like the size of this pencil, but like whatever. It's honestly not that serious. It's not that serious, okay? I'm just trying to draw my silly little outfit, okay? I like fashion. For all points intended, is my outfit important to the story? No, but it's important to me. It's important to me, so I want to draw my outfit. So, we were wearing like a little bit of like a boxy like blouse here. Also important thing to note is it was a frog closure. So it was kind of like a little bit, it was like a little bit of like an Asian style top. Could I get like a pencil that has like a little bit more like grab to it? Like this is a little bit too light for my taste, but whatever. It's fine, it's whatever. And then I had like this little like panel that went down here, and then we had like frog closures on like each side like so. like this, and then like also over here. And it's like made of like a chiffon, so it was all like very like lightweight and kind of breezy. Also like over here it had like kind of like flowers embroidered on it as well. It was like a cream color, by the way. Like I said, this is so unimportant. This is so unimportant, but it's important to me. And then also, because like it was chiffon, so it was like kind of see-through. Now you're gonna see how fucking bad the anatomy for this was. So it was like kind of see-through, so I was just like wearing like a little undershirt underneath it as well too, because otherwise it'd be like, ooh, it is scandalous. Now you can see how fucking bad the anatomy was, but whatever. Yeah, see-through sleeve. We'll just make it a little transparent, so that way you understand that it's like see-through. And then my pants, which were just like a little like high-waisted a bit. Okay, I see people are talking, but I'm like in the zone trying to draw my outfit right now. Okay, and then we have pants here. Pants. Pants. Okay, and then we have pants. They have like these slits. Like it goes up like this, but it has like a slit in it. So then it's like you just see like, ooh, leg. Ooh, leg. I don't know if this makes sense to anybody when you're looking at it. Let me make it like, fill it in a bit. Maybe that'll help. Ooh, there we go. A little bit of leg. See, this is what I mean. Like, pencil is like a little bit too, like, I want something a little bit more defined. This is kind of not the vibe, but that's okay. It kind of looks like it's like a skirt because the leg is so wide, but they are pants. Pants. And then, yeah, we got like, then I have my shoes, which you can't see, but the shoes were kind of like honestly not a great vibe for the outfit, but I only brought one pair of shoes with me because I didn't know I was going to be going out to the club, okay? We got invited when we were there, so I did not have the clothes to go to the club, okay? And then I was like wearing stockings with it as well, because also showing that much leg is scandalous. Everyone is looking at my legs in the club and they're like, oh my god. Even though you got girls that are like, have their tits out. But my leg covered in stocking, yeah, I'm like, oh my god, who is this harlot? Who is this harlot? I'll put it up here. Who is she? Who is she? And whore. Pointing at the ankles. Someone's gonna see my fucking stream and just chatting and just see whore written there and they'd be like, what is happening? Anyway, let's see what people are saying. I will forever be the meme of nerd shirt and cargo shorts. Buddy, you gotta dress better than that. That is why you are my nemesis of fashion. I have one enemy and that is men. Never mind the fact you have the hip slits. Oh yeah, on my, yeah, meanwhile over here, like, the hips out, you know, we're just all like, ooh, ooh. Our Vtuber, I mean, it could be ours. You can buy this model. Let's see, you talking about your drowning table and what's wrong with it is like you talking about cars and fighting games. I mean, yeah, I don't care about your fashion, I'm sorry. Look, you don't have to care about fashion to be well dressed, okay? You don't have to care about fashion to be well dressed. It's just about, because it's not even like it's expensive to wear button-down shirts and like not cargo pants. But also I don't know if I could ever imagine you not wearing cargo pants and nerd t-shirts, to be honest. It's kind of just your thing. And you know what? That's fine. But I'm a little bit of a fashionista, so for me, I care about this shit. Okay? Even though, like I said, majority of the time, let me erase this. Like, you know, I have such like my little cutesy model and shit, but my fucking uniform majority of the time is literally just like I'm gonna be so real. I dress like a man. Okay? I dress like a man. Like, sometimes I have cutesy outfits, but for the most part, like, this is my outfit. This is my outfit, okay? It's just like buttoned down. This is my casual attire that I like to wear on my day-to-day, you know? My lazy clothes. Which I did this specifically because I didn't like wearing t-shirts and stuff because I thought it looked sloppy. So I was just like, I'm gonna get rid of all my t-shirts and things, so I'm forced to dress nice instead of dressing for comfort. And it worked. So now I'm nicely dressed, but I dress like a man. Because all I do is just, I wear button-down shirts. They're not white button-down shirts. They're like a little bit more interesting than that. Like, I have shirts with like a lot of like color blocking and things like that. So like, if we go over here, I'd have a shirt that's like, oh, let me fix the layering. So I have like a shirt that has like green sleeve or like blue sleeve, and then we have like white on this side because I like the little bit of interest that comes with color blocking. And then we have like yellow over here. Yeah. And then I'll just wear something like that. And then with just like, let's not make that pure black, otherwise you're not going to be able to see. I'll do a little bit more of a blue. And then just like black pants to go with it. This is like my normal attire. Very like a business. Very business. I have like good dresses and like Lolita stuff that I like to wear. But a lot of times, oh my god. Whenever I try to wear like Lolita clothes and stuff like that, like, oh my god. Oh! There was one time I went to Disney World and I was wearing like a little cutesy like Lolita dress. And I was like getting so many compliments on it and stuff that like people are like, oh my god, you look so nice and stuff like that. And it was really nice. But then I went to go sit down to watch Frozen the musical. And then this like kid saw me sitting there after the show, and he was just like, hey mom, why is she dressed like that? And then mom said, oh, for attention, sweetie. Yeah, that's why I don't really wear my Lolita dresses that much anymore, because it's just, I like wearing nice clothing, but I also, like, makes me feel so, like, hyper aware of, like, what I'm also wearing, and then I'm just kind of like, it's just, it's upsetting. It's upsetting that it's like, oh man, why can't I just exist? And like, just be happy and wear my nice little outfits and stuff, like, you know. So I don't dress up super often. I still have my clothes just kind of like sitting in my wardrobe, but I don't dress up very often. Also because another thing, Lolita clothes is a bitch to take care of. Okay, gamers. Solid 0 out of 10 is a fucking bitch. Like, you know, even in Japan, where Lolita fashion is really popular, a lot of dry cleaning and laundromat places will refuse to take Lolita dresses because of the fact that they are so difficult to wash that it's too much of a liability, and they don't want to be held accountable for accidentally messing up someone's like $300 dress. And $300 is honestly on the low end as far as Lolita dresses go. Or it's like kind of average, if I recall. Let me double check. How much is the price of an OTP? Lolita OTP. And we'll just look up like Angelic Pretty and get an idea for how much they cost. Angelic Pretty. San Francisco. Oh, okay. Actually, no. I was on the money. $300 is like the average cost for like a dress if you want like one of the nice brands. Otherwise, you can get like indie brands, and then you can buy their stuff for about $80, which is like better, but also it's $80 for a dress. Like for people, they would consider that a nice dress, and then it's like, oh, that in Lolita fashion world, that's cheap. $80 dress is cheap. So yeah, the laundry is a pain. Where was I going with this? Anyway, the club. I was at the club. I was overdressed at the club because all the girls are wearing like their clubbing attire, and I was over here looking like a vampire because like my friend just kept saying that he was just like, I could see Astarion wearing this shirt. And I was like, okay. Okay. So if that puts into perspective, I'd be a little goth too. Like I dress up like a nerd with like button downs and shit, but also I have a lot of vampire clothes as well. I love shit with poofy sleeves. The poofy sleeves get pulled out on special occasions. So I was overdressed at the club, but that's whatever. As we were also at the club, then my sister decided that she was gonna order like this really fancy wine, and my friend got this fancy wine too. But then when they brought, and I don't drink, so I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna have water. But then whenever they brought the wine over, they like took a sip of it, and then my sister was just like, what the fuck is this? And my friend was like, yeah, I thought it was really weak, but I didn't know if you just are like, can't hold your drink or something. And she's like, no, this is not right. This is wrong. And then she was just like, this tastes like fucking water. And she like looked at me and she's like, you could drink this. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Sure, I'll give it a try. So I took the glass from her and it smelled like wine. But it didn't look like wine. It looked clear. But I just went ahead and I took a sip. And, buddy, it was so awkward. Because right when I took a sip is whenever the server for the club came over to our table. And she just came over to me, just making a face like... Ugh, ugh. Just like sticking my tongue out, just full on, just like cringing, like, ugh. It was so gross. And then she was just like, is everything okay? And then I was just like, they were like complaining because they were like, this is like not proper wine. And I was just like, this is like, tastes like wine, or this tastes like water with the memory of wine. And my older sister was like convinced that they just washed out a wine bottle and filled it up with water and then just poured the wine from that. Yeah, it was just like water pretending to be wine. Because all it had was the smell and a little bit of an aftertaste, but it tasted like ass. Also, it might have just tasted like ass because I don't drink. Also, it was a white wine. So maybe I just don't like white wines? Question mark? I don't know. Anyway, it tasted like ass. It tasted like shit. So they went and they had to get a new bottle for the table because, and then she poured it in front of them as well too. Just so that way it's just like a, hey, I'm just showing you I'm opening up a brand new bottle. And it was a lot better. I didn't drink it that time, but just the color alone, it was like, this actually looks like wine, and it's not clear. It's actually kind of yellowy looking. So yeah, that does look like wine. So anyway, they're having their drinks. I'm having my water. And then my older sister, like the lady who was the server, kept coming by and being like, are you sure you don't want anything to drink? And I'm like, no, I don't want anything to drink. She was like trying to get me to do virgin drinks, but I've learned that virgin drinks are a fucking ripoff. Because they charge you just as much as you would for an alcoholic drink, even though it's just fucking juice. Like, fucking bullshit. No, I'm not buying a virgin drink. Also, I remember this one time I went to like a host club at an anime convention, and they were like, oh, we have non-alcoholic beverages. Yeah, you know what the non-alcoholic beverage was? A $10 glass of fucking orange juice. That's what their non-alcoholic beverages were. I bought one because I was just like, well, I kind of have to drink because I'm at a host club, so I have to buy a fucking drink. And I just was sitting there steaming over the fact that I had to pay $10 for a glass of fucking orange juice. I could have bought 2 cartons of orange juice for that bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? So stupid. So fucking stupid. Yeah, I know. It was so dumb. And it was the grossest cup of orange juice I've ever had. You're so right about that. It wasn't even like the good orange juice that's like blended with like a mango and like other shit. It's just like this ashy tasting orange juice. Like it was like they didn't even shake up the bottle. Cause you know how sometimes you'll open up a bottle of orange juice and it kind of tastes like chalk. It has like a bit of a chalky taste because you don't shake it and then it kind of like settles. That's what it tasted like. They didn't even shake it before serving it. And it just tasted so chalky. And it was not good. $10. What the fuck? And it was like the glass that they served it into wasn't even like a water cup glass or anything. This was a glass that you would serve like whiskey in. So it was a whiskey amount of orange juice. But you know, hey, at least they didn't water it down with fucking ice. It was like the fucking saving grace. They didn't water it down with like fucking ice. So stupid. So anyway, I instead, my sister like took me to like this area of the club where they had like a wellness center. And then they had like these skincare creams there and stuff. And they had like a kettle with like tea and stuff that you could make. And she was like, oh, get your tea here because this tea is free versus if you get it from the bar, you're gonna have to pay for it. So I was like, okay, word. So I went ahead and made myself a little cup of peony and clover tea. It was okay. I had no qualms with it, but it was like okay. It wasn't like a slay tea or anything. It was just fine. And then as we were waiting for the water to boil, I decided to dick around with the face creams and stuff. And my older sister was like, oh yeah, these are like super fancy face creams. Like it costs like $75 for like one like container of like the cream or whatever. Which I was like, oh damn, okay, fancy. So then we go back and with my tea and stuff. And then after we finish having like our tea and our food or whatever, my friend was asking about the wellness center. So I went and showed it to him. And we're walking into the wellness center and I was like showing like, yeah, this is where I got my tea from. Here's the fancy face creams. And he's just like, oh, these face creams are shit. It's overpriced garbage. And I was like, I just thought it was so funny because my sister being like, oh yeah, these are super fancy face creams. They're $75 a bottle. And then my friend being like, overpriced junk. And I'm like, oh, okay. To be fair, they smelled nice. I didn't notice anything else beyond that. I just remember I used the anti-wrinkle cream, and then everyone was just like, why the fuck are you using anti-wrinkle cream? Are you trying to turn into a fetus? But, you know, it's like, everyone sees their own worst flaws and stuff, I guess. I was just like, oh, well, I've got, like, little micro wrinkles, like, on my forehead, and everyone's just like, no, you don't. No, you don't. So anyway, after we were done dicking around in the wellness center, we decided to go over to like the proper bar area, because before we were just kind of sitting in the sports room because there was no room at the bar. So we go into the bar where the main party's at. But it was just so fucking like loud in there that we just like, we stayed in there for about like a couple seconds, and then we just decided to leave because we were like, this is too much. Also, our sister is just kind of like mingling and socializing with people, and we don't know anyone here, and none of her friends want to talk to us. So we just kind of like fucked off and went away to go check out the gaming room, which we were trying really hard to avoid because of the fact that we were like, you know, we're at the club with my sister. It would be really rude to just be like, hey, thanks for inviting us. We're gonna go play games now. Bye! Like, also, they called it the kids clubhouse. And even though, like, there were no kids in there, it was just kind of like, well, if we go to the kids clubhouse, that makes us kids. But then we just went into the gaming room anyway, because we had nothing else to do. So we go into the gaming room, and then they had, like, a PlayStation. They had a bunch of, like, gaming computers, which I was surprised about. And then they also had driving simulator. And I wanted to use the driving simulator because, you know, my one little friend, Inazuma Super Speed, he's driving guide. I've been watching his streams and stuff, and I've been learning a lot, or I felt like I was learning a lot passively from watching him on like how to drive and stuff like that, like how to do racing. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try using a racing sim. I'm gonna see how good I can be at racing. So I got into race. First, we were just trying to figure out how to set up the racing sim because, like, we could not figure out how to get them to turn on for the life of us. And then we were like messaging him for help and showing him a picture of the racing sim so he could like help us out. Like, we were messaging him on Discord for help, and it was so fucking funny because he's just like, these racing sims aren't very good, so if you can't figure it out, just hit me up when you're in Tokyo and you can use mine, like smiling emoji. It was so funny because he's normally just so like wholesome chungus, and then he's just like, yeah, these are kind of ass, mine's better. And it just so catches me off guard when he's like kind of shady at times. It's like not even like super shady, but it's like so funny to me. But yeah, so we were like, okay, well, let's keep trying to figure out how to turn these things on. And I figured out how to turn them on. It was just that the screen wasn't on. So I did the big brain move of just finding where the remotes were and turned the screens on, and then everything worked. Yeah! So I turned on Racing Sim, and I still couldn't figure out how to change anything around. Like, for example, I couldn't figure out how to change from automatic to manual. I've never driven manual before, though, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna drive automatic anyway. Boy, howdy, I now know why you have to drive manual in order to do racing. Because when I was trying to drive automatic, it sucked. It sucked. You cannot do high-speed racing and shit driving automatic. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Holy shit. But I also couldn't figure out how to switch it to manual so I could even practice driving manual. Because when I was driving automatic, I just kept fucking crashing into shit, and I could not drive fast at all because it would just keep automatically changing gears, and then I would be like, okay, I need to brake on this corner, and then it's just like, die! slamming into a wall, breaking my windshield. And then, you know, because it's an immersive driving sim, I slam into a wall, and then the whole setup is like, blah, 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 blah. Like, it feels like I'm in a car crash, and I'm like, ah! It was so... I was just like, brother. Also, I think the calibration, or not even think, I know the calibration of the driving sim was off, because in order for me to drive in a straight line, I had to drive with my wheel turned at like a 45-degree angle to the right. So when I was trying to turn and stuff like that, it was really hard to get the car centered again. Because whenever I turn, I try to center it back up, like wheels in the center. Actually, I'm just ramming into a fucking wall because I have to hold it at a 45-degree angle to the right in order to drive in a straight line. So it was awful and painful. And I switched over to this driving sim that Talia was using because it was like better calibrated. So then I'm messing around with it, and then this guy comes into the room, and he's like, oh my god, driving sim, oh my god, I want to use it so bad. And then I'm like, he just keeps like talking to me while I'm trying to use the driving sim, and eventually I finish my race, so I'm just like, okay, I mean, you can use the one I'm using if you want to give it a try. And he's like, okay, yeah. Oh my god, driving. I so badly want to do this. He hops on the driving sim for like a grand total of like 15 seconds and then fucking leaves. He stood there harassing me about wanting to use the driving sim for like a minute. And then as soon as he gets on, I walk away to go do something else, and then he just fucking gets up and leaves. So I'm like, I don't know if... Like, my friend said he was probably just drunk. I also am like, I think he was probably wanting to hop on because he was trying to be, like, impressive or something. But, like, dude, why am I gonna watch some fucking rando in the club use driving sim when I can also watch professional racer do it on Twitch/YouTube/ go check out Inazuma Super Speed? So, I was like, whatever, bro. I don't give a shit. So then we decided, after he left, that we were just like, hey, you know what? Night's winding down. Let's just go play some League of Legends in the club on the gaming PC. Because that's what they had on the PC, was they had League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, Valorant, Overwatch, shit like that. And we were just like, let's play some League! So we just jumped on and we played like a game of ARAM, and then guys kept coming in and being like, oh, you play League? And then I was just kind of like, yeah. Okay, bye. like, put me on League, I turn into a total fucking gamer. I'm like, don't talk to me. I know this is the club and these are guys who are like here to try to socialize, and they're like, oh wow, a girl who plays League? I want to talk to you. And I'm like, I don't. Leave me alone. I'm trying to lock in. Get out of my fucking face, you fucking casual. I would have messed with them, yeah. I was too focused on my game. I didn't want to talk to anybody. But yeah, then it got late. The club was closing, so then we were like, okay, time to go home. So we go home, and as soon as we get, like, it'd been kind of drizzling on and off, like, that day. But as soon as we got home, it started pouring fucking rain. Like, pouring rain out of the wazoo. Like, we were soaked. Like, everyone, like, Talio and my friend were, like, running to try to make it home from the train. I wasn't running because I had my body, like, curled up over my purse because my purse is leather and I didn't want the rain to, like, fuck it up. So I'm just protecting my purse with my body and just, like, trudging along because I don't want the leather to get ruined. So, and then I took a picture of them out in the rain because I was like, hey guys, this is really aesthetic. Because we like stopped for a little bit underneath like a pharmacy awning. And I was like, hey guys, this is really aesthetic. Hold up, let me take a picture of us. And so I left them underneath the pharmacy, and I ran out into the rain, into the middle of the street, just so I could take a picture of them while I'm just getting rained on. Because I was just like, I'll do anything for art. So I took a picture of them. It was okay. I would have liked to have it a little further back, but I was scared about getting run over by somebody. So, yeah. But, then, as we were continuing our trek home, you know what was so fun is that then, here's the fun part, the clickbait of the stream. We turned to go to the corner of where the street my friend lives on, and the street was taped off with police tape, like do not cross and all this shit. And there were 2 police officers standing there, and we wanted to try asking them, like, hey, what the fuck happened? Or like, hey, I know that it's taped off, but could you potentially, like, maybe escort us through the police line, because we kind of need to go down this street to get home. But we couldn't do any of that because there was like this punk ass kid trying to pick a fight with the police. And because I guess he tried to cut underneath the police tape without asking. So then one of the cops like grabbed like his scooter and like put it back on the other side. And then the kid was getting all pissy about it and trying to like size up the cop and try to do an intimidation thing of getting all up in his face. And he just kept going up to the cops like, hey, you speak Spanish? You speak Spanish? And they're like, no, we don't speak Spanish. But then he just keeps like going at them in like Spanish and shit. And we're just kind of like sitting there like, bro, you cannot be doing this shit right now in this fucking country. Like, bro, don't mess with the fucking police, bro. You can't do this. I was gonna tell him to like just back off and just like tell him it's not worth it. But I was like, I also don't want this kid turning on me though. So and then one of the police officers, we were like standing there kind of watching this whole thing, hoping the kid would like move on already. But then one of the other police officers saw us watching, and she was just kind of like, you guys are gonna have to go around. And we're like, damn, okay. So then we had to go and haul our asses around the police tape, all the way down like a creepy side street and up back the block so that way we could get to where my friend lived. And then we were just like, let's see if we can look up and find out why the street was blocked off. And it was because, some guy got into an argument with somebody, and then, they shot him in the head and then jumped in a car and then drove away. And, because of all the rain and shit like that, I was just like, oh my god. What if there was blood on the pavement, but we just couldn't see it because it was covered in rain? Oh my god. We didn't see a body, and there was no ambulance, though. So I think they already had taken the dead body away. But yeah, so someone died, like, just like a couple feet away from where we were staying. And we're like, oh, that's fun. I guess welcome to New York City, right? That's fun. Would have been cool to add to the stream. What do you mean? Like, if start like a live streaming, being like, oh my god, guys, there's a dead body. Then the police would be getting mad at me too. They'd be like, oh my god, fucking, oh my god, fuck off, fuck off. Like, absolute menace, that's the word, menace, absolute menace. But yeah, so then we were just all wet and covered in rain. Got cleaned up, went to sleep. Then next day, we didn't really do anything. We just kind of stayed in, and like mentioning that you saw a dead guy. What? I did! The whole time you've been streaming, I've been doing a window on a car. I'm trying not to lose my mind. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry. But I'm glad that you have something to keep yourself entertained. But yeah, so then the next day after that, we didn't really do much. We just stayed in and we just watched anime. Which we watched The Summer Hikaru Died, which is really, 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 really good. It's really, really good. I'm obsessed with it right now. It's so fucking good. Because we watched it because my friend was saying that his mom is like super obsessed with it. And he's like, oh, I think you guys would like it. So we like watched it and it's really, really good. It was so good that on the train ride home, I decided to read the whole fucking manga because I was like, oh my god, this is so good. It's so fucking good. Like, it's pretty much like about this guy, where during the summer, his friend had like disappeared on like a mountain in like their little, I guess, hick town in Japan, hick town. But he disappeared for a week on the mountain in like their hick town. But then he came back. But he discovers that his friend came back is not his friend. His friend is kind of like this weird skinwalker thing where it's just like this other creature inhabiting his friend's body. His friend is dead and there's just like this skinwalker creature inhabiting his friend's body. And it's just kind of a lot of just like dealing with like, what the fuck are you? And I feel like, is it okay for me to like move on because my friend is a fucking skinwalker? Is it bad of me to be using this skinwalker as a replacement and just like acting like everything is okay? Then another interesting question, or another interesting scenario that was posed too, is that because the skinwalker is using his friend's body, no one knows that his friend died. So he just has a small little grave that's dedicated to his friend to mourn him, because he's like, because no one knows you're dead, I'm the only one who can mourn you. Which is like so sad. But it's also like has a lot of like horror, like psychological horror elements and supernatural horror as well too. Like I strongly recommend checking it out. If you have Netflix, it's on Netflix. And God, the style and animation is so good. It's so good. Please, check it out. Check it out. If you like horror, you will like it. But also just for the style, I think it's worth it. Check out anyway. But anyway, so we just watched The Summer Hikaru Died. It was really, really good. And now also thinking about that, when I was staying with my friend, he's Japanese. So I'm like going into this, okay. He's Japanese. So when I was staying in his apartment, you know, obviously he was just like, oh yeah, you can stay here, like take a shower here and all this jazz. So we're like, okay, word. So then when I went to go take a shower in his apartment, he has it set up like it's a Japanese shower. Where it's like, imagine it's like American bathtub, you know, shower tub combo. But they have it set up so it's like a Japanese shower. So it has a plastic stool in the bathtub for you to sit on. And then it has a really long shower head. So you can use the shower head to like, you have to hold the shower head to like wash yourself. You can't stand and use the shower. So it was an interesting experience because I've never used a Japanese shower before. And you know what? I won't lie. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig Japanese shower over Western shower. Because it's like with Japanese shower, for one, I was able to get a really good lather going with my soap. Really good lather going. Also, it was kind of nice too, because since you have to like control the shower head, it also kind of makes it so that way you're really thorough. So like rather than like just being rained on constantly. And also this is another thing too, is when you're getting rained on constantly with Western shower, when you're trying to put soap on, it just washes all the soap away instantly, versus you can let your soap kind of soak in a little bit. before you wash it off. And it's also really easy to be thorough because then you have to kind of be like, okay, I'm washing my feet right now, because the shower head doesn't cover your whole body and you have to manipulate it. You're like, I'm washing my feet right now, so you just focus on your feet, and you're like, okay, now I'm washing my leg, and then you're washing your leg. So it was very nice to be able to be very thorough with it as well. Also, just sitting was also kind of nice. Just being able to sit in the shower was also kind of cool. So you know what? I kind of fuck with Japanese shower. I fuck with it. It was nice. I liked it. And then well, let's see. Then after that, we watched anime all day. And then we got on the train. And the train was largely uneventful. The train ride back was largely uneventful, except for the fact that I couldn't sleep the whole fucking time. Also, when we were waiting for the train to arrive, this lady walked up to us while we were standing there. And she was just like, oh, are you guys twins? And, you know, we were like, yeah. Like, I was only really talking to her because I was just like, she clearly has some kind of, like, mental thing, so I wanted to be nice to her. Like, she wasn't, like, mental in, like, a way of just, like, she seemed crazy and dangerous. Just, like, just some kind of, like, mental thing. I was like, oh, okay, I'll be nice to her. So she was, like, talking to us, and she was very sweet. But then she started getting into the whole, like, I lost my wallet, and I know I lost it, but they won't give me my wallet back, and I don't know what to do. And we're just like, oh, sorry, we can't help you. Sorry. But it was, like, fine. She was nice, and she moved along. So then, yeah, we're on the train, and, yeah, the train ride back was fucking miserable. I could not fucking sleep. The whole fucking ride. I maybe dozed off for about 20 minutes, and then there was, like, a 4-hour layover in this one city, and where the train just literally sat there and did nothing. And I'm like, bro, what's the point of using a train? The whole point of a train is that you're supposed to keep moving. Why is there a 4-hour layover? Trains don't have layovers! So that sucked. And then it was just like, we just kept going on the train, and then there was this one stop where this whole corral of white people got on. Well, no, they weren't all white, but I'm gonna say they're white because they acted like white people. They were all together, and they were just like so, like, I think they were going on like a work trip or something, but they were acting so fucking white about it. Like, they were all like, oh my god, like, oh my god, like, we're on the train, we're in the quiet car, but we're gonna keep fucking talking to each other. And it, like, was pissing me the fuck off. And then they kept fidgeting around the whole fucking ride, and then, like, handing out little food and small plates to each other. And they're like, oh my god, Hannah made us so much food. Oh my god, everyone give it up for Hannah. And then they all started clapping, and they're like, oh my god, Hannah's sabbatical. And they're like, oh my god, this is so awesome. And they were all being so fucking white about it. And it was like, guys, can you stop? I'm trying to sleep. And they're like, oh my god, small plates. I was losing my mind, but luckily our stop was coming up. And so then I get up, like, guy is still fussing around trying to serve everyone food. I'm like, bro, you need to get out the fucking way. So I just get up and I start trying to get my suitcase off of the luggage rack above my head. And guys, the worst thing ever happened, okay? I was trying to get my suitcase off the luggage rack, and then one of the guys from the work group are like, do you need help? And I said, no, I got it. I pull the suitcase off, and then the train jostles, and I lose my balance, and then me and the suitcase go flying towards the floor. And then the guy catches me and stops me from, like, fucking eating shit. And I had to thank these annoying ass white people for helping me. I had to thank them for helping me, even though they're being so annoying. And I was like, no, now that as soon as I walk away, this guy and everyone's gonna start patting each other on the back about like, oh my god, I can't believe you helped this poor person not eat shit on the train. Let's give it up for white guy. And he wasn't even white, by the way. I'm saying white as in this is like the vibe. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You understand the vibe of whiteness. This is what they had going for them. So they're like, and yeah, he wasn't even fucking white either, but like, let's give it up for white TM guy. And I was just over here, like fuming via the train doors. I'm waiting for the stop because I'm like, God, I can't believe I helped this guy feel like a fucking hero just because I had to eat shit. I'm so fucking mad. Worst day ever. College kids. They were not college kids. They were like middle-aged. Like they were all like in their 40s and probably like 40s, late 40s. Like they were old. They were like golfer white collar types. So, you know, yeah. So it was just awful. It was awful. But yeah. And that was the trip. I went home. And I immediately went to sleep because I was going to cancel. I was going to stream that day, but then I was like, I literally only got 20 minutes of sleep and I feel like shit. So I'm going to sleep. Good night. Good night, world. My final message. Also, that was another thing too, is because when I was staying with my friend, he stays up very, very late. So obviously we're adopting to like his schedule. And as a result, it totally fucked up my sleep schedule because he goes to bed at about like 3-4 in the morning. So schedule got so fucked up as well. But honestly, I was still waking up at my usual time, like I would wake up if I were streaming. I was just also waking up at only going to sleep at like 3 in the morning. Which is not that far off from how late I normally wake up or how late I normally go to sleep when I stream anyway. But yeah, that was the trip. I had a trip, a real trip at the end, and then I became some guy's feel-good story, and I'm so fucking mad about it. I'm so fucking mad. But yeah, anyway, I'm back now. I'm back from my trip. I'm very glad to be back because I get to focus back on streaming again. And I'm going to keep trying to work on doing shorts and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm very glad to be back, and I missed my 1 month anniversary. But you know, I guess even though I missed it, that would mean today is officially I've been streaming for 1 month. Yeah! So today it's official. I've been streaming for 1 month. Yay! And I'm looking forward to streaming many more months. And I'm looking forward to streaming some Resident Evil tomorrow. Because I've been loving Resident Evil. I'm so happy to get back to it as well too. And I'm just happy to get back to streaming because I really like it and I missed it. And I hated that I had to cancel all the streams I had planned last week too. But yeah, hopefully everything will get back on schedule and we'll be able to keep on keeping on. Also, he's going to tell that story to everyone he meets and make it an epic story of triumph. I know, and it's awful. It's so awful. This guy was a good person, and then I had to be a fucking side character in his story. It pisses me the fuck off. Especially after they were driving me fucking crazy because they wouldn't shut the fuck up on the quiet car. I'm so mad. So mad. But anyway, it is 1:01 p.m. EST. So, that is the stream for today. I hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, I will see you at the same time, same bat channel tomorrow for more Resident Evil. And I'm looking forward to it. I need more Residents of Evil in my life after having that feel-good experience with that fucking hero on the train. Blech. Anyway, I will see you guys then. So long and bye-bye. Thanks for listening to my story time. I hope you enjoyed.